I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of our last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. Klotfeldy, it is National Social Work Month.
Hi. On behalf of AHEC West, formerly Western Maryland AHEC, for the Allegany and Garrett Social Work Caucus, I would like to thank the commissioners for recognizing and honoring all professional social workers, specifically in Allegany and Garrett County. March is always National Social Work Month, and we take the time to recognize those professional social workers in all walks of life, and we find social workers literally everywhere that we are. Hospitals, schools, psychiatric facilities, community businesses, agencies, mental health, addictions. And we're a thankless group for the most part, and we all take our job very seriously. It's the passion that keeps us going and the recognition from commissioners and our community that keeps us going to know that we are making a difference every day. And we certainly, again, thank you very much for accepting us here and offering us the proclamation. And with me, I have Joy Taylor with AHEC West, our caucus liaison, and Carolyn Clausen-Andrews, who's the Director of Social Work with the Thomas B. Finan Center, and also our NSAW, National Association of Social Worker, representative for Allegany and Garrett counties. Thank you.
Great.
Good.
Do you want to come up and we'll present the proclamation?
Hi, ladies.
This is an Allegany County proclamation, whereas the primary mission of social work profession is to enhance the well-being and help meet the basic needs of all people, especially the most vulnerable in society. And whereas social workers work in all areas of our society to improve the happiness, health, and prosperity, including in government, schools, universities, social service agencies, community, the military, mental health, and healthcare facilities. And whereas social workers daily embody the year's theme, forging solutions out of challenges, and by helping individuals and communities in the larger society tackle and solve issues that confront them. Now therefore, we, the Allegany County Commissioners, proclaim March 2016 Social Work Month in Allegany County, and wish to thank and commend all of you and all social work professionals. Signed, Commissioner Jake Shade, Creed Brody, Bill Valentine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. Yeah.
We got another one coming.
All right. We'll just do the Paula McKenzie.
Just refer to it, number 2.
Number, that's right.
Paul, we'll do the proclamation first.
We
if you
can
don't
do that
mind.
first, and absolutely.
Okay.
This is our second proclamation. Whereas colorectal cancer is one of the most common cancers in both men and women, the second leading cause of cancer deaths in Maryland. And whereas screening is the best method of early detection and prevention of colorectal cancer. Most early colorectal cancers do not produce symptoms, And whereas screening is recommended for all individuals 50 and older and those under 50 with personal or family risk factors. And we encourage all citizens to become informed about colorectal cancer, discuss this disease with their healthcare provider, and if appropriate, have the test and get screened. We therefore, the Allegheny County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim March 2016 to be Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month in Allegheny County. That's signed Commissioner Jake Shade, Greenberg, and Bill Dowell. Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you. Congratulations, too. Get her to the podium here.
I, too, would like to thank the commissioners for giving the Allegheny County Health Department the opportunity to take just a couple of minutes of your meeting time. As you heard in the proclamation, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and that is our goal, is to reach people in the community and let them know how important this screening is. Colorectal cancer is one cancer that can be prevented with regular screenings. It's important for people to talk with their healthcare provider. Age 50 is usually the age that most people start screenings, but if you have a personal history, a family history, or symptoms, it's important that your healthcare provider may want to screen you earlier. If you've ever had a colonoscopy before, you probably know whether or not the doctor took polyps out during the procedure. It's not only important for you to know that because it's important for them to tell you when you will come back for your next screening based on your results, but it's also important for your family, your brothers, sisters, and children. Because if you had precancerous polyps removed, your first-degree relatives will need to be screened earlier than age 50. And a lot of people, families, mothers and fathers, put their families up before themselves. But when you put the family factor into it, it's very important to make sure that they get screened at the appropriate age. The Allegheny County Health Department has a program where we can help people pay for their screenings. We do have eligibility guidelines. We accept people both without insurance and with health insurance because we know the costs of deductibles and co-insurances are high and seem to be climbing. So we want to make people aware that we have that program. And we would just like you to know that since the inception of our program in 2001, we've screened about 1,100 people in Allegheny County, and about 275 of them had precancerous polyps removed. So if they had not had that done, the outcome for them could have been much worse. I will leave you with just saying it's not a test that someone wakes up and says, I'm going to get a colonoscopy today. But it is very, very important. And as the other nurse that works in our program tells people, it's one day of inconvenience that can truly save your life. So I'm going to leave some information in case anybody wants it, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave that at the front desk.
A 1.5.
Thank you. Item number 3, Cumberland Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. Sierra.
Good evening. I have a brief presentation. The Cumberland Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, also known as CAMPO, has updated their long-range transportation plan. We're required as an MPO to do a long-range transportation plan to receive federal transportation spending. This requires us to do some coordination on future transportation planning, and this plan is actually called Plan 2040, and it's a long-range transportation plan. It looks out 25 years, so we're looking at what we're going to be doing transportation-wise in 20 years, 25 years. And this is a map of the Cumberland area. The purple area is the urbanized area, which puts us over the threshold to be a metropolitan planning organization. And our planning area is actually just all of Allegheny County. So in September, we had a kickoff meeting, and we invited the public to come in and tell us what they think we should be focusing on and what our long-range transportation plan should focus on as far as goals and objectives for this time period. And so we took some time, developed the plan, and we're in a public comment period. Today is our public hearing. And so I'm getting feedback from the public, and I hope to get the plan adopted very soon. And then we'll submit it to the U.S. Department of Transportation for their approval. So we have 6 goals, which is to maintain and improve the transportation network, enhance access and mobility, protect the environment and quality of life, support and connect a multimodal system, and promote economic development. So the public involvement, like I said, we've had a meeting at SHA District 6, an open house, to get initial input on the plan. We advertised this public hearing here, and I reached out to some students in planning at Frostburg State University, and was at a Rotary Club meeting this week to present the plan as well. So let's see, and some population data, which is also in the plan. And we also look at different modes of transportation, including transit, bicycling, walking, see if people carpooled or not. So as you can see, most of our commuting modes in our urbanized area is cars, but 10% is a carpool or van pool. And public transportation counts as 1%. But 6% of people walk to work, which I think is kind of interesting. So, and 3% work from home. So, like I said, we take a look at all sorts of modes of transportation in this plan, as well as freight and air. And so we put together a list of projects. The plan must contain, let's see here, constrained projects. These are projects that we have planned and we have funding for. So it's the projects that are in the county's CIP and also in the Maryland Transportation Program. So I get the list from State Highway and our Public Works Department, as well as I reach out to Frostburg and the City of Cumberland if they have any projects. So those are in the pipeline. And I also like to include our unfunded projects, which I'll talk about more this evening. It's basically our priority letter that we submit to MDOT. So we can keep those in mind for funding in the pipeline. So, and that is everything. So if anybody had any comments about the plans or any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Or they can email me written comments until March 18th.
Great. This is a public hearing. Is there any public input? None? Okay.
Right, fantastic.
Thank you. Item number 4.
And that would be me. So this is for the Allegany County Priority Letter for 2006. It's one of the first steps in getting transportation projects actually funded. The county works together with municipalities, all 7 municipalities, and we get our projects together. This year we had 20, and we sat down and we actually prioritized all the projects. And so these projects, the 20 projects, will go in this priority letter, and I'm hoping you guys will sign it and endorse the letter so we can send it to MDOT and tell them what we in Allegany County think they should focus on, their state roads, what they should be fixing or improving.
Well, we know what the 221 entails, but the Green Street plan, and I looked at the plan.
Sure.
The one thing included is a roundabout on Baltimore Street and Green Street. So I know that was part of it, but I don't know if that'll make the final version.
The city, it was up to the city to approve that. So I think they're still pending on that.
Okay. All right.
All right.
You have to buy some property to do it.
Tear down the church and
Just do a giant round.
We'll just move the one up from 220 south.
There you go.
Make it a half round.
You just pick it up. Is there a motion to send this letter?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now move to our consent agenda. Mr. Eberly.
Commissioners, this evening we have 3 items on your agenda to consider. Item number 5 is a motion to fill 2 vacancies on the county's Planning and Zoning Commission. Our candidates are Brian K. Miller and John Loff. Item 6 is a motion to authorize the submission of an application to enter eligible personnel from the Allegheny County Sheriff's Office into the LEOPS program of the Maryland State Retirement System, effective July the 1st. Item 7 is a motion to authorize county staff to advertise a public hearing for the county's master water and sewer plan. The date planned for that hearing is April the 7th.
Is there any discussion?
I think all this stuff's long overdue.
Do we
I'll
have,
make a motion, we accept the consent agenda.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Rudd,
I have nothing.
it's a good evening. Mr. Everly.
Commissioners, just real quick, at the bottom of your agenda, our next public meeting is scheduled for March the 24th. That is the same day that we will be having our second of budget hearings in the afternoon. At the end of our budget hearings that day, which we estimate to be in around 2:15 to 2:30, we will be holding a public work session right here in this room on that day, and we have a few items for public presentation at that time. So again, we'll stay right here after the conclusion of our budget hearing on the 24th for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Okay.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Valentine.
Well, first of all, I'd like to apologize for missing our last meeting. I was down in Annapolis that night. We had a legislative meeting with the owners of Rocky Gap, and they're petitioning the state for some changes out there. They are, if you go out there, you'll see a lot of dirt being moved. They finally got the right to increase parking out there once again. 2 years ago, they asked for a 500 space parking lot, and the state gave them something like 235. So now they have to go through the whole process again, get more parking spaces. Last Saturday, somehow I was left, Dick DeVore talked me into jumping in the lake. But they actually raised around $150,000 for the Holy Plunge this year. Takes that well over $1 million been raised. Very good cause. And Jake and Creed have promised that they will go in the lake next year for that. Yeah, I heard you.
No, I did not.
Other than that, that's it. Most of my meetings in Annapolis are down for the year, finally.
Good to hear. Creed?
I really don't have a whole lot for tonight, since today is my wife's birthday, so I don't want to be here very long, but I do have just a little bit of good news to share, and Mark will appreciate this. LaVale Sanitary Commission has been working on a little project, doing our manholes, I&I issues, something under a consent decree, and meeting with them. I know they're doing some stuff over in the county, and they announced yesterday during our meeting that they decided to permanently locate to LaVale. They've got a garage rented up there, and they like the area so much that they're going to use this as kind of a central hub for the Mid-Atlantic region, which kind of surprised all of us because we had no idea. We thought it was the end of the job. They would move on, and company spokesman come in and said that he liked it here so well they was going to continue on with the garage rental they got. They got a house rented in Cumberland, and they love the area, and two of their foremen is looking at permanently relocating here. One issue they had with this area, which I found kind of funny because they travel a good bit, but it's mostly scale work, is finding employees that'll work. That it's not only will work, that finding employees available. So this is one of the toughest areas they've been in to try to hire, because everybody is working, which both surprised me to death to hear that from someone coming in from outside, but these people are from northwestern Ohio, and that was exactly what came out of the gentleman's mouth. So it was just a little bit of good news because it was kind of a surprise, and it's good to hear.
Great. Well, first, wish Trina a happy 29th birthday.
Oh, I will.
She'll appreciate that.
And
Glad you give me a number,
The
'cause
comments he
I'll-
made about her age in the budget.
He said 29 earlier.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Stick to that.
The two things. The one is, our police officers, they do a thankless job oftentimes, and they go into harm's way for us, and I just have so much respect for them. And their retirement system that they're in now, It's not the same as what Garrett County has, not the same as what Washington County has, not the same as what the city of Cumberland has. And we were able to make that switch and I think give them the retirement they deserve. And you know, any time that we can help out our law enforcement officials, it's great, and I'm happy to do that, as I know you guys are too. The other thing is we've come a long way with Allegany High School. You know, we sat here in September with a $25 million hole, and we had some work to do. So we they decided to cut the building. They made some cuts. We were able to work with some athletic facilities, and we're going to do some of that work. And instead of a $60 million school, they have it down in the low 50s. And our funding, the county increased our funding by $4 million. Additionally, we're putting in about another $960,000 for furniture, and in addition to the athletic field costs. And so the delegation is doing their work. They're going to get a little bit more money, I think. And that project will be starting hopefully in the next couple of months. The Board of Ed's approved that, and we'll get those kids in that school fall of 2018. So that's going to be great for the community, and we're happy to see that moving forward. Our next meeting is Thursday, March 24th, 5 o'clock. Also have a work session in our budget hearings that day. So a full afternoon of county business on the 24th.
Before we leave, Jake, I'd like to point out we've got two of our finest just came into the room. Gentlemen, we took care of the layoffs just shortly before you came in.
Already taken care of. With that, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
And I think, didn't you volunteer to get tased?
We're going to.
Of course.
I tried to talk Sheriff and put the taser in the lake while we were out there.